It's the Friday edition of Litter Media Live on this June 7th, 2024. Good morning and welcome to another edition with Aaron Glandon to my left.
I'm Mike Smith.
Ramey. Yeah, not Mike Smith. And today you're not Mr. Hand 2.
No.
You're Mr. Face.
I was about to say that.
Mr. Face 2 joining us here today with the program. We have a number of things to share with you. A lot from the Southern Ohio Forest Rally, which is underway. In fact, their second day stage already has started. So that we'll touch on in just a bit. But first, let's take a look at what the weather's doing as we jump into the weekend. Looks like we'll have partly sunny skies through the weekend, mid to upper 70s for high temperatures. And on the cool side, those overnight lows will be around 58 degrees or so during the overnights this weekend. So it's going to be a nice weekend for all this. And got a graduation party to go to tomorrow. Granddaughter Paradise and her boyfriend Hayden, they are having a dual graduation party.
That's fun.
Yeah, so if you see us down in the Yoctangia Park area, I think they're having it at the Pump House tomorrow. So if you see us there, that's why we're there.
I'll keep that in mind.
And we'll take a look at what's on display at the Pump House,
Yeah.
too. So, all right, coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with news as well as sports. And this date in history, if you dug disco, you'll dig this date in history.
Who is Doug Disco?
Doug Disco. I'm sure there was someone, it was probably called Disco Doug, probably back in the day. Just like the old radio bit, there was Disco Duck, which turned into a song.
Was there a Disco Dan?
There was not a Disco Dan, I can tell you that much.
That's
That was my era, but no, there was no Disco Dan. Believe me. All right, let's tell you about one of our fine sponsors here today, Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. You want to clean up? They are the folks you need to contact. In some instances, they can do the cleanup for you. But if you want to do everything on your own, at your residence or at your business, get a dumpster. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing the numbers 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, created in the memory of Bryant Beans Butt, simply call 740-703-0611. If you need that number again, click on this ad at leadermedia.com and it'll take you right to their contact information for the Bean Foundation. We're going to take a look at news. Of course, you can follow along at leadermedia.com. Some of the stories we're going to be talking about are available on our website. You'll see stories that we've had this week. If you want to catch up, just go to leadermedia.com and take a look through what we have for you there. And, of course, you can follow us here on Facebook as well as on Litter Media X, which is formerly Twitter, and our YouTube channel, where you'll see some of the video we're about to show, right?
Yes.
Yes. Aaron was out yesterday with the Litter Media cameras for the Southern Ohio Forest Rally, the park expose at Chillicothe High School, as well as the stage running through Park. Day 2 is underway, as we mentioned earlier. Shawnee State Forest stages have already begun. They're servicing vehicles at Portsmouth West High School between 1:15 and 2:15 today. then back to the forest. And tomorrow, the park expose, like what you saw in Chillicothe last night, will be at Vinton County High School from 10 to 11 a.m. Chance to meet the drivers and see their cars, and service time just before 1 p.m. at Vinton County High School if you want to see what that's all about. What were your thoughts of seeing these cars for the first time?
Well, my initial thoughts were less about the cars and more, there's a lot of people here.
Yes.
I didn't expect that huge of a turnout. And then my thoughts once the cars were driving was they're loud.
You can number the folks in the thousands for this event. It's become more and more popular each and every year. And to be able to walk through and visit with the drivers and see their cars first, that's really, really cool. And I've been to the day 2 and day 3 park exposés before, and to see them interacting with one another and talking about their trip to Chillicothe. So many of them love coming to Ohio, and they race all over the country. So if you want to see some of this action, get out to Shawnee State Forest today and Zaleski State Forest tomorrow. Now, Chillicothe Stage has the jump. The jump is the road that takes you into Yoctangi Park Annex. We want to thank the folks at Melee Media for putting this together. They had a strategically placed camera that captured the action in motion as they went by over the hump. And as you mentioned, Aaron, look at the crowd back in the background.
I could not force my way to the front to get footage of that for my video, but
now this you can see on our Facebook page in our news feed if you want to get a closer look at it. So take a look at that a little bit later on. Now, we want to take you inside a vehicle making this stage. What you're going to hear is a female voice, and that is the co-driver, the navigator, as it were, talking to the driver. You won't hear the driver say anything.
right.
And the reason for this is because they're getting instruction on what degree to turn, what to expect that's on the way. And as I watch this and as you watch it, try to picture yourself behind the wheel or sitting in the car.
Yeah, do this.
And this is in Yoctangi Park. No doubt if you follow the speed limit, you've only gone 20 miles an hour. That speed limit was thrown out the window last night. Let's take a watch.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Start 50, turn left 2 left, 50, right 5, right 5, turn right 2, left 2 plus long, 50, left 3,
Flat out awesome. And I will tell you, just watching the people that are lined up there towards the end stretch before the jump, seeing them just kind of whip by.
Yeah.
And that is in Yoctangi Park. So we want to say right now, you cannot drive that fast through Yoctangi Park until this time next year.
And only if you're in one of those
one of the
cars.
drivers in the entrance in the Southern Ohio Forest Rally. So a pretty cool experience. So maybe we can get you a ride in one of the cars next year.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I did this. I've done it maybe 3 times, and it is flat out incredible. Just a load of
You've been in the
fun.
car?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I want to be in the
Toughest
car.
thing is the seats they use in the car. Let's say I've got a wider body than what those are made for. So getting comfortable and then connecting the Simpson racing seat belt,
Yeah.
putting all that in, you have to wear the helmet.
I have a
And the
clip
whole
of
deal, so.
the inside of one of the cars in here somewhere. Yeah, there it
right
is.
there. And now the cool thing about these cars is they are race ready, but they also have to be street ready because they drive to
Right,
the
yeah.
locations. So now, yes, they do have big haulers that haul them to where they need to go in regards to coming here for the race. But to compete, they have to be able to drive on the road just as a regular car. And I saw several of them yesterday. In fact, I was going home yesterday, and one met me on 772.
Yeah.
So I didn't see any spots where they might have driven off the road, anything like that.
No.
I think they were just going out maybe to Hirsch Fruit Farm and get some apples or something. So
You know, I thought the steering wheel was really interesting. Look at that. It's just two handles.
no, that's not the steering wheel.
But that's right in front of
The steering wheel is up on the top on the dashboard right there.
Oh.
Once they get in, they take that steering wheel and they put it onto the steering column.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Most race cars do that. So,
See, I had no idea.
yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Rookie. But you got out there, you had that experience.
Yes.
So proud of you. Way to go. Now, if you want to see his video that he put together, that is available on our YouTube channel here today. All right, something else that went on yesterday was First Thursdays, and we want to say thanks to Kelly Johnson for providing these shots for us. These are some of the food trucks that were there. The First Thursday food truck events this year are available on 2nd Street out by the Majestic Theater. The band playing yesterday was Yaktanju Fire, and I believe the next First Thursday is going to be on July 11th because July 4th is a Thursday, and there's plenty of things going on in Yaktanju Park on July 4th. So
So it'll be second Thursday.
It'll be the second Thursday, but that's a technical thing. And they try to avoid like the Ross County Fair and that sort of thing
Right.
because they want to make sure people come down. And that all is through the First Capital Rotary. And we appreciate those that showed up last night because those dollars raised by this event go right back into the community. And perhaps for July 11th, we'll get someone in here from First Capital Rotary to tell us more.
And if you missed that event, you can go to Circleville where they have their Jammin' in June First Friday event. It starts at noon, so you can go there right after you finish listening to us on Litter Media Live.
Absolutely. So thanks again to Uptown Circleville for making this happen as well. The Ross County Health District's Environmental Division was awarded $25,000 from the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency's Mosquito Control Grant. Funding will last from last month to April of 2025. Just over $1 million is awarded to 58 health departments and municipalities across 47 Ohio counties. $188,368 of those funds will be dedicated specifically for the removal of scrap tires, a notorious breeding ground for mosquito larvae. So if you have scrap tires on your property, get rid of those and make sure there's no water in them after rainfall because it just becomes the breeding ground for mosquitoes.
I hate those things.
Yeah, they're bloodsuckers.
Yeah. First Wesleyan Church on South Mulberry Street in Chillicothe will conduct their annual Day in the Park from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Poland Park this Sunday. This is open to the community, especially the neighbors in the Poland Park area. There will be free food, music, kids' games, and face painting, as well as a prayer tent for needs from the community.
Are you going to be there?
I will not be there. I'll be in Marion, Indiana.
Okay. I understand that completely.
My old stomping grounds.
Yeah, but you go to First Wesleyan Church, right?
I do go to First Wesleyan Church.
So if you weren't in Marion, Indiana, you'd probably be there tomorrow.
I would be there.
Yeah.
I have manned the inflatables at that event many times.
Is that right?
Yes. I like doing the race and watching the kids race each other. That's always fun.
Yeah. Ohio's annual free fishing days are this next weekend, June 15th and Sunday, June 16th. It gives all residents a chance to fish at any public waterway without having to use a license. That according to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Wildlife. Now, this includes Lake Erie, the Ohio River, and Ohio's public lakes, reservoirs, streams, and rivers. This will be the only weekend of the year in which residents 16 years old or older can fish public waters for free without purchasing a fishing license. Anglers under 16 can fish for free year-round and are not required to hold a license, but those of us who are 16 and over, you have to have the license. Actually, yes, 16 and over, you have to have this license.
I'll just shave my beard so I can look 14.
You can look that way, huh? Our church used to do that. We would have a men's group and just say, this is it. We're going to go fishing. And we would go out to, was it Rocky Fork or Paint Creek? Well, one of those two locations we went to. And I'm not a fisherman, not an angler at all. But I just wanted to go hang with the guys and everything. And one of them loaned me a pole, and I don't remember catching anything. But it was a lot of fun to be in the great outdoors and an opportunity to fish.
Yeah.
So
Every time I go fishing with my dad, I'll usually catch about a third of what he gets.
is that right?
And I don't know how it works because I'll be like, okay, switch me places because you're clearly downstream from me or something. So all the fish have to come through you to get to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll switch places, and then he'll still be whooping me and catching fish.
It's experience, I think, might be the case there.
But
Keep in mind, this is Father's Day weekend.
Right.
So a great father-son outing could be planned right there. Get your fishing pole and head on out to a local watering spot.
Yeah. The Community Action Committee of Pike County has announced its annual yard sale fundraiser taking place on Friday, July 19th, starting at 8 a.m. Held at the CAC's Piketon location, which is 941 Market Street, the event offers a treasure trove of everyday household items at incredible prices.
Our road report for today takes us into Scioto County, where you'll see those race cars going through the rally today. Work for a culvert and bridge replacement project between Piketon Road and Graham Lane. Work will occur daily for this construction. State Route 335 will be closed for the duration of the project. Traffic will be detoured via Shumway Road, that is Shumway Hollow Road, to State Route 823, over to US 23 and State Route 32. Estimated completion is later this summer. Find more on the roads when you go to our website, littermedia.com. You'll click on Road Report, and it takes you right to all the work that's going on in District 9 of the Ohio Department of Transportation. All right, coming up in a moment to look at sports. But first, we want to tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. Accurate can take care of just about anything you need when it comes to heating and cooling, as well as your plumbing. You got a need, business or residential? Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their website, which is accuratehvac.com.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Going on right now at this McDonald's by Chillicothe Mall. They are having their grand reopening. We were in there yesterday. Mike and I stopped in for lunch, and here's some of the new table. In fact, we sat at that table right there.
Really?
And some of the inside decor that you can see that's been changed. You want to check it out? Go on out today. They've got, if I'm not mistaken, they probably have a cake and everything there right now. Because the grand opening ceremony started at 11 o'clock today, which is why we couldn't be there. But we did get there for lunch yesterday, and we appreciate McDonald's and what they do in not just our community here in Chillicothe, but also in Waverly, in Greenfield, and also in Circleville. McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
And make sure that you stop into McDonald's and tell them that Dan and Aaron sent you.
Do they really have IBC root beer?
I had one yesterday.
That's incredible.
it is incredible because it's the best root beer.
Disagree with you there,
According to my taste buds, it is the best. There's an old radio bit we did about IBC root beer, and I went on for 15 minutes talking about the frothiness of it and the whole deal, and just the wonderful taste that it has.
It's no
IBC.
Barks, though.
If you want Barks, you can get Barks. If you want A&W, you can get that.
Barks out of a can, not a bottle.
So there is a difference, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised that even the fountain IBC was just as good as out of the bottle. So you can't find IBC in a can. Only in the bottle.
I like a glass bottle, but plastic bottles don't do it for me.
No, this is a glass bottle at IBC.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I remember I've never been an alcohol drinker, and Dan Jr. was probably 5 at the time, I think it was, and he had been learning, going to church and everything, and not drinking and so on and so forth. And so this is the point when his lifetime where he decided, I'm going to the refrigerator to get me something. Missy is washing dishes, and her back is to him at the refrigerator. I'm watching TV in the living room, and I hear him start to bawl. And I come running into the kitchen, and she's like, what's going on? And he saw a carton of IBC root beer sitting in there. It looks like beer bottles. And he goes, Dad's drinking beer.
That's pretty good.
You do what you want to, but for me, I've never been an alcohol drinker. And whenever someone offers me a beer, I said, root beer. I'll take root beer. So, all right. On with the show here today. Sports. And we start with a look today at Ohio High School Athletic Association State Semi-Finals for baseball. We didn't have anything on this, did we?
No, we did not.
Okay. And this will take place in Akron's Rubber Duck Stadium. Divisions 2 and 1 games are today. D3 and 4 semis are tomorrow, which includes Minford. And all 4 division finals are slated for Sunday. So good luck to those baseball teams who have made it to the state semifinals. Chillicothe Paints took on the full count Rhythm last night for a 3rd consecutive game, and for a 3rd straight night, they come away victorious. 7-6 the final. Paints improved to 5-2 on the season, and now they embark on a road trip, but they'll be back in town before you know it. And we also got word yesterday that our friends at Accurate Heating and Cooling, who we talked about earlier, they are making it possible for Father's Day, the Chillicothe Paints game, for dads to get in for free. That is fathers accompanied by a child. So make sure the kids come with you. Friday, June 14th, so next Friday, is to take on the Champion City Kings. And again, thanks to Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for making that possible. Reds and Cubs went at it last night, and the Reds picked up an 8-4 win. That is 5 straight wins for them. They've won 10 of their last 13, and they are now out of last place in the Central Division. They are, I think, 2 games out of first place.
Oh, wow.
Well, 2 games out of second place.
Right.
They keep winning. Chicago's going to keep sinking. The Cardinals got thumped yesterday, so did the Pirates, so they all moved down. So the Reds have an opportunity this weekend. If they continue this and they sweep the Cubs, they'll find themselves in second place.
Nice.
In just like 3 days' time.
Let's go, Reds.
You betcha. And the Guardians and Royals went at it last night in Cleveland. The Guardians came up short, 4-3, the final there. They will open up a weekend series down in Florida with the Marlins tonight. Coming up in a moment, this date in history. We go back to 1976. Details next.
But first, Litter Quality Propane, online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
Haynes Total Healthcare Center for 50 years now has been taking care of the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of this community. If you want to find out more about Haynes Total Healthcare Center, click on this ad at littermedia.com. It takes you to their website, which is hayneshealth.com. This date in history, we go back to 1976. It was a disco era. It was a time that music had taken a different twist. And when we say this, what I mean is back in the late 50s, when rock and roll started taking over, it changed a lot of like the Petula Clark songs and that sort of thing. It changed how radio sounded. Disco did the same thing in some results. Some liked it, some despised it. But we can tell you that it was a part of musical history. So as we've said all this, let's jump right into it. Disco predated Saturday Night Fever. Now, Saturday Night Fever is what really started all the run for disco for 5 years. Disco, as an all-consuming cultural phenomenon, might never have happened without the 1977 film and its soundtrack. Right. Thanks to the Bee Gees.
I've never seen the movie, but I've heard the soundtrack.
The soundtrack's great.
Yeah, it's
it really
good.
is. Staying Alive, Yvonne Elliman's If I Can't Have You.
More Than a Woman.
Yeah. So all that available on Saturday Night Fever. But let's go right to where this all started. The article, The Tribal Rights of the New Saturday Night by journalist Nick Cohn. And thanks to New York Magazine for the usage of this we saw on their website. Was published on this date in 1976, the June 7th issue of New York Magazine. If not for this, we may not have seen Saturday Night Fever.
Maybe not.
John Travolta would not have launched such a great career that he has enjoyed over the years. So, and the Bee Gees, which actually started in the 1960s, they may not have had the successes that they had as well.
But we would still have ABBA.
We would still have ABBA.
ABBA's better.
I'll grant you that, yeah. And, of course, that led to Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
So,
did you know there's a Saturday Night Fever 2?
Yes. I don't know that I've seen that.
I don't think many people have. It's called Staying Alive, and it was directed by Sylvester Stallone.
Correct. And if I'm not mistaken, Frank Stallone, Sylvester's brother, sang a song in that movie.
I think so.
If I'm not mistaken.
Because in the Rocky movies, Frank Stallone is one of the guys that sings around the fire.
Yeah. Take me back.
Yeah.
Do. Take it back. Yeah. Again, back in the 1970s.
Yes.
See, this is what I was very impressionable. I was a teenager in the 1970s. That was my era in that regard. All right, that's it for today's program. If you missed it earlier today, we visited with Andy Tomlinson to talk about his Flag Day promotion, which is coming up. When he mentioned that he has purchased more than 600 flags for this event, that was staggering to me. And what he's doing is he's replacing your flag. So if you have a flag you would like to exchange, stop out at Andy Tomlinson's Tomlinson Insurance Agency in Chillicothe from noon until 2 next Friday, and also in Washington Courthouse at his new location. That's on Court Street in Washington Courthouse, and he can fill you in with all the details on the interview that we did earlier today, which is not on YouTube yet, but it will be later today. And you can also see it here in our video section on our Facebook page as well. Any final words?
No. I was trying to think of something clever to say.
No is only one. So, but thank you for not being clever in that respect. I guess I'll be the clever one and say, Thanks for watching. We'll be back with you again on Monday with another edition of Litter Media Live.